Welcome to the Corpsepaint Show. Lily has the week off, but we have two great guests. It's Latex sensation DANI DIVINE from London talking to us, and the beautiful and talented, later in the show, we're bringing on the beautiful and talented JO GONSALVES, who will talk to us about Shockfest New York 2020. Thank you. Welcome to the Corpsepaint Show. Whoa, hey, we're here, and we are live with DANI DIVINE, who is talking to us from London. Hi, Danny.
Hello.
How are things right now? Is it raining?
It was actually raining today, but I didn't go outside.
Yeah, I totally understand. You know, this leads me to my question. You're doing shoots outside all the time, but in England, I guess you have to deal with weather, don't you?
Well, it's very limited, but haven't really been shooting much at all lately, not for quite a few months. But doing shoots outside, I tend to do that more abroad than in the UK, that's for sure.
All right, smart move.
Yeah.
I remember seeing you 1 year ago. I think it was exactly 1 year ago in Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's right.
Gas Monkey Live. It was a great rock show that came through, and you walked right in front of me, and I thought to myself, hey, DANI DIVINE, she's into metal. Well, I should have known that because, you know, I know that you work with bands sometimes.
Yeah.
I hope that you had fun on that tour and that Dallas treated you well. Hey, you were telling me a moment ago that you worked with the 69 Eyes recently.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I did a music video for them, Hell Has No Mercy.
Hell Has No Mercy. Brand new song?
I mean, it's new-ish.
Newish. Okay. Is it out yet? Can we see it?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. You can check it out.
Right. The 69 Eyes. Like, is it a forthcoming album? I'm sorry to have so many questions here. I guess I don't know offhand if that is released yet. It must be, right?
Yeah, it's released.
All right, good.
Check it out.
Tell me a little about the video.
I'm playing with fire and I'm being a sexy vampire. So just the usual from me, really.
Well, I don't know if you can see this fire behind me, but that's actually you. That is your breath. Let me see here.
Yeah, that was at a festival, a metal festival in Lithuania a couple of years back.
You go to festivals all over the EU, don't you? Or used to?
I used to, yeah. Not this year, sadly, but
right.
I've been to a lot of the good ones, you know, Hellfest, Wacken.
And are you invited to perform at Wacken and Hellfest or
Yeah.
And outstanding. So
I do a lot of solo stuff, but I am part of a bigger group. We're called Pyrohex. So normally for the big festivals, we perform all together as a group.
And so you perform between bands or actually as an act?
Both.
See,
We've done stuff with bands, and sometimes we do the after party.
I think it's smart for a festival to, and we're playing some 69 Eyes right now, of course.
Yeah, I thought I'd hook you up with that a little bit.
Thank you.
Yeah,
no Jason. Problem. Jason's our engineer. Thank you, Jason, taking care of us.
Thank you.
But yeah, I've also often thought, you know, if there's ever a break between bands at a festival, especially a wonderful European outdoor festival, there should be a burlesque show or a fashion show or a fetish show or something like that, right?
Yeah, there's usually a lot going on.
Do you have are you on the stage that the bands use, or they make something special for you guys?
It's usually on stage with the band, so it's quite limited. We need a lot of space.
You need a lot of space, and sometimes there's wires, cables, and drum sets everywhere, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it can only really be outdoor festivals with a big stage.
The last time I was in London, I went to the London Dungeon. Yo, hey!
Oh, cool. I love that place.
Right? And I guess they're temporarily closed right now, like everywhere is. And I remember the Jack the Ripper part. You walk through, and like actors jump out at you. But they portrayed the Jack the Ripper deaths pretty graphically, if I remember right.
Yeah, I think I remember too, although it has been a few years since I've been there.
It's been a few years for me too.
We got a couple pictures of her actually messing.
Oh,
with
there we go. See, I can tell there's a drum set behind you, so that's at somewhere, some rock fest.
Some cool rock festival.
Look at you.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool right there.
Danny,
Yes.
when you're breathing fire, no, seriously, are they? Are these handlers saying, "Hey, Danny, no hairspray today," or "Danny, we're gonna throw this water on your hair first, just to be safe," you know? Or do you have your own protocols?
Of course, we have our own protocols and fully insured. Just gotta watch what direction the wind blows.
And if you're not feeling right, just don't do it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Safety always comes first.
You've got to be mentally committed.
Mm-hmm.
So cool. Hey,
So actually, Joe Manco wanted to say thank you for joining the show, Danny. Appreciate
You're
you
welcome,
being
Joe.
on. Danny Gorton says, the lovely Danny Divine, be still my black little heart.
Boy, thank you, darling.
And Raven Nevermore says, she is so beautiful. So little comments for you there.
Very sweet. Thank you so much, guys.
you're very welcome.
Thanks for being here.
Yes, totally cool. And Joe Manco, shout out to Joe because really he kind of helped, coordinate this and help produce this show by pointing me in your direction and kind of getting it going. So thank you, Joe. Hey, so do you ever go to a shoot and you've got eye makeup on that is killer and eyelashes and you are proud of it and you're feeling good, and then they say, hey, just put on these cool mirror shades?
That probably has actually happened to me before. That sounds like something a photographer might do.
If they don't know any better, right?
Yeah. Or sometimes, I'll just go with it just so that they can see for themselves that it's not going to work.
Right. That your eyes look a lot better than these mirrored shades. We don't want mirrored shades in a photo shoot with Danny Divine because we're looking at ourselves then. We want to see her. People want to look in your eyes and therefore look in your soul.
Well, especially see that awesome makeup that she spent the time to do.
Yes.
I mean,
Thank you.
Come on. That's not fair.
It's nice to have a reason to put some makeup on.
Yeah, there you go.
Do you on a photo shoot, do you sometimes have someone who does it for you, or are you your own person there?
Sometimes. To be honest, 99% of the time I do it myself. I like to do it myself.
Good.
But occasionally we'll have someone in if it's a specific look or body paint or something different. I'm open-minded to it, but I do prefer to do my own.
What if they ask you something weird like, I want to paint a snake on your face, or I don't know, something silly like that?
Thankfully that hasn't happened, but if it's something I'm not into, I'll speak up about it. Don't worry about that.
Good. We mentioned off air new rock boots because I'm looking for some boots. I need some new ones. I do.
New Rock is the go-to goth, biker boots. So get some New Rocks.
I'm going to do that. And yes, and you can order online. They'll ship them right to you, right?
Yeah, I'm sure they've got lots of distributors. Just have to find something more local, I guess, because they're heavy.
When I come to London next, I'm going to go to London Dungeon and then House of Harlot.
Yes, House of Harlot have a showroom in London.
Now, when you say showroom, you mean a shop?
They do sell items from there, but most of their business is based online. A lot of things are made to measure, but they do have a showroom where they do have pieces for sale. All
right, and so you could actually walk in and see some of their product if you were in that corner of London.
Yeah, definitely.
And then, what are some of your other favorite clothing lines that you work with?
Well, Killstar is a brand that I go way back with, and they just sent me a massive box right now. I haven't opened it yet. It's huge. So I'll be doing an unboxing of that pretty soon.
Well, cool. When they sponsor you, you occasionally get a mystery box, and you're like, yay, this is great clothing that they encourage you to wear, that you're going to wear it, right? And yeah, I imagine it's a big box and it's full of a lot of great stuff.
Yeah, all stuff that I love. So it's great.
So we got a few more here. Gabriella Silva says she loves Danny's Maleficent shaped veil. It's so beautiful.
Thank you.
Very nice. And then again, Danny is always so flawless by Marissa. So a lot of compliments coming your way.
Very sweet.
Danny, are there fetish festivals in virtually every EU country?
I think a lot of them are in Germany.
Mm-hmm. But don't they have like one big national German fetish fest, right? Every summer? Or maybe it's in the fall?
Yeah, there is the German Fetish Ball. That is one of the big ones. But there's a few other smaller events throughout the year. Like Avantgardista, Obsession, Extravaganza. They all have really cool names.
Outstanding. And when do you sing? Are you a singer?
I wouldn't call myself a singer, but I have done the odd guest vocals here and there.
I think I heard you say once also that you were into guitar.
I don't know about that.
There is a
guitar,
BC Rich
but I
sitting
don't
behind
really-
her, I was going to say.
You can see it.
Oh, there it is right there.
BC Rich. There it is.
And these fetish festivals, I mean, are they tell me about them. Are they ever outdoors in the woods late at night?
There are some outdoors ones. I know that there's Wasteland Party that do an outdoor one in the summer, but hopefully that'll be back next year.
You know what magazine I miss?
Go on.
Bizarre.
Oh, yeah. I was actually just talking to someone about that the other day, because that was my first magazine cover.
Was it? And
Yeah,
you were
I was
ultra.
19.
Yeah, you were 19. All right, so you were also Ultra Vixen, Bizarre Magazine's Ultra Vixen of the Year, right?
Yeah, that was a very long time ago. A very long time ago. That was 2008.
Now, did that mean you had a centerfold in the magazine, or cover, or both?
I had like a special cover and a centerfold. Yeah, it was
Man.
a long time.
Do you remember when Bizarre used to have? I mean, they would have really graphic pictures, right?
Yeah,
Of
it was pretty extreme.
Like an airplane crash or something, and there's bodies everywhere. You know, I'm just making this up, but it was sort of along those lines, right? And then
Pretty out there for a magazine.
And then they had to kind of pull back on that, but that was okay with me. It was still a great magazine, but I was so sad to see, a couple of years ago that they had to quit printing.
I know, it's such a shame. Definitely one of my favorite magazines.
Oh man, every magazine from Britain I think is brilliant. Shout out to the UK. Do you live in London most of the time?
Well, this year, yes.
This year,
Because,
yeah, okay.
my traveling's been very limited, but normally I'm all over the place. I had around 6 trips cancelled in the past few months, so.
So I was calling you a badass to someone today, and we were coming up with new names for you, and that would be a martial artistry. The martial artistry of Dani Divine. So if you release an album, consider that as the title.
I'll consider it.
And then you perform all around the UK, right?
Yeah, but I mean, before the lockdown
Yeah.
of the virus, everything, I was spending most of my time in the US.
You were?
Yeah.
It's got to be really, really, really awesome to, to be doing what you're doing. And let's hope that very soon you'll be at fetish festivals, you'll be performing again, you'll be, everywhere we look. We want to see Dani Divine.
I hope so. I've really missed it. I was actually in Dallas for the Vampire Ball. When was that? That was last October
Mhm.
or September, maybe. I think it's September.
Yes,
So
good.
hopefully I'll be back to that at some
Well,
point.
good. Yeah, heck yeah, Dallas. Absolutely. The Vampire Court here and everything, they do an awesome job with that. So, no doubt. Love to see you again in Dallas, Danny.
I hope so.
I really appreciate your time. I know we're limited in time with you, and I really, really do appreciate it. So after this is over, I'm going to send you a full copy of it, and so you can see the entire show yourself. We post everything on YouTube, and I'm encouraging everyone who's watching now to check out our YouTube channel and please subscribe. It costs nothing, and do appreciate it. But Danny, any last shout-outs that we've forgotten that we need to get out there?
Not really, but as usual, you can always find me on Instagram, Facebook, blah, 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 Dani Divine. Thanks so much for having me, guys.
You're very welcome, Danny. Thank you. We'll talk to you again.
Bye.
Jason, all right. Please tell me some of the other comments if you are able to.
Well, Richard Nettleton hails favorite part of Sunday. He is in here. Thorn says, I'm here. Richard Nettleton also says, I remember she was at the church one night, but he unfortunately had to work, so a little sad face on that one.
That's right. Okay. Man, everything going away too. We're going to bring on Jo in a minute. It's JO GONSALVES. So she is performing at a horror festival this coming weekend. So yes, believe it or not, there is a horror festival happening in New York City this coming weekend. And I think the date is the 27th or 26th. So when we, as we line up to get Jo here, she is going to explain to us how this festival is limited attendance, but also a virtual festival. And we'll find out how that works. Since Texas Frightmare Weekend has been canceled for 2020, it has moved to 2021 in the month of May. We won't have one here, but let's talk to Jo about how it is done with Shockfest in terms of making it a virtual festival. I did want to say that JO GONSALVES is beautiful and talented and also hosts Any Last Words horror podcast. She is friend to Beast and Man, and I'm very honored to have Jo with us on this same show as well. New York City Festival. And Jason, just...
I think we got her. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, cool. I do want to tell you that Lily will be back next week. We have a lot of cool guests lined up every single Sunday at 6. Hey, Jo, how are you?
I am good. How are you doing today, Jay?
Man, it's always good to talk to you.
You too. I'm always excited. And I just want to ask, I know you've had these for a while, but where in the hell did you get your headphones at? And do they light up?
They do. They do. Yeah, they do. Let's see. Okay, so I think I was in like a porn store and found them. I can't find the button right now. Let me work on that again in a minute. But we want to see you, Jo. There you are.
Yay!
Okay, so quick question: how many shows do you have?
2.
And tell us the names and where we find them.
Well, the one that I've been doing the longest is Girls Going Gin.
Now say that slowly. Say that slowly to the uninitiated. They may not know what you're saying.
Sorry, I have coffee, so I'm all my first show is Girls Going Gin, and you can see it every Thursday night on Facebook and YouTube Live. And it's myself and my co-host Lauren. We talk about true crime, the occult, horror, the strange and unusual, all that kind of good stuff. And the show that I just started a few months back is called Any Last Words, and you can see that every Monday and Wednesday on Facebook and YouTube Live. And basically I interview everybody in horror, and I try to incorporate a little bit of rock in there as well, and just have a good time.
Yeah, man, I love it. I love your podcast. I do. On Girls Going Gin, do you have to drink gin every show?
No, actually, I've been sober for a little, not long, but a little while.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't know.
So,
yeah.
Oh, no, it's cool. but it's not, at first it was like, like, let's keep with the theme. And then after a while, we started getting really bored with gin because, some of us really like whiskey and vodka. So we just started changing it up, and, it was still the theme of, girls getting drunk and, talking about bullshit.
You do it together with Lauren, or are you guys separate now that coronavirus?
Since everything has happened, I think the last show we did was maybe March 5th. So I haven't done a show with her since that.
Gotcha. But you both do the show just separately, you mean?
Oh, yes. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, we do it kind of like how this is now,
Yeah.
just, through a platform. So, but yeah, we're still doing it the best way we can.
You're in Southern California?
I am.
Joe, okay, let's talk about your upcoming weekend, which I'm so excited about. Yes, I want to be at Shockfest New York because it's also my birthday weekend. Hey, look, it's the drone cam. That is sometimes the hover cam. The hover cam, it moves around in the studio.
I love it.
Joe, so look, Texas Frightmare Weekend was canceled.
Oh, I know. It's so bummer. I love Texas Frightmare.
I know you do. I do too. And can we just take a moment right here to say thank you to Richard Nettleton, who actually put me in contact with you last year at Texas Frightmare Weekend. Otherwise, we might not be talking right now.
I know. I love Richard so much. He is just an awesome person, hands down. He really is. And he's so supportive and just nice and generous. I mean, holy shit. Sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to curse on this show.
You are.
Oh yeah, but FCC has no power here.
Ah, crap,
You're good.
Sorry, guys.
No. We're saying you can.
Yeah, you
swear.
can.
Oh,
They have no
shit,
they have no
that's
power
cool.
over us. So fuck them.
Fuck it. I love it. Okay, cool. Now that I feel more relaxed. Okay.
Yeah, good.
No, I remember first meeting him. It was it stays in my mind just because it was so funny and just so cool. He was just like, "Hey, you want a drink?" And I was like, "Okay, cool." And then he opens this jacket that he has, and he's like, "What do you want?" And there's got a million different flasks in this jacket, and every pocket that there is. And I'm like, "Oh, we're gonna be good friends, dude."
It's funny you say that because Richard actually commented. He said, "Hey Joe," and Joe is awesome, and talking about Joe. So,
Man, that's cool.
and actually, Gabrielle Silva asked, "Where can she find these shows of yours, Joe?"
Oh, the usual Instagram. No, just Facebook and YouTube right now. Also, if you so happen to follow the Dead Vault horror show, my show is also featured in the lineup there. Same nights and time of the week, Mondays and Wednesdays at 8 West Coast time.
that's for any last words.
Yes, for any last words.
Now, I think we have a image or a logo of any last words. I want to show you. Oh, that's Shockfest right there. Coming up behind me is going to be JO GONSALVES at New York City, June 27th. July.
July, yes.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what day it is anymore in quarantine. So.
Yeah, look, there we go. July 27th. That's you.
That's me. I was so young in that photo.
Okay, now look. So we're getting all right. There we go. Heck yeah, it was New York, Las Vegas, and Hollywood.
Yes, it's a festival. I guess it's been running for about 12 years now. I'm sorry,
Joe. Bear with me 1 second. So, Gabby, look at this right now. That's the logo for her show. Any last words? Find it on Facebook, and you can watch her podcast episodes there. Sorry to Oh, look, who's that?
Oh, look at that! You can watch that episode too. Plot twist.
Plot twist. That was a fun episode.
Spoilers.
Sorry to interrupt you, Joe. I really apologize.
No, it's okay.
Okay. So for Shockfest 2020, you were saying they have these 3 cities, and go ahead.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be, strangely enough, most of the dates are pretty consistent for it's the same date every month except for the last event. So New York is going to be July 27th. They actually have one. It's a kind of a secret one. You can find out which city that secret one is at shockfest.com, but it's on August 27th. Then they're going to be in Las Vegas September 27th, and then their big finale for the entire convention tour, I guess you'd call it, is going to be Friday, November 13th in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
And that one, I believe, is going to be the actual film festival where they do the judging and they give the awards and everything as well. And I will actually physically be at that one. So if you guys are in the Hollywood area that time, I'll be there.
Okay, now, we might be confusing some people because I probably gave the impression that you're physically going to be in New York. But please set the record straight.
Okay, no, I will not physically be in New York. But I will have a 10-second ad that's going to run on the largest billboard, which is the Godzilla billboard in the middle of Times Square.
Now, wait a minute. So you're saying we're going to see your face?
Yeah.
On the huge. And are you going to be like? Are you going to say anything specific, or will you just give me a shout out, or what can you do on that screen?
It's already just the photo ad that's just going to be playing up there.
Okay.
So I'm sorry.
No, I'm just kidding. Look, all right.
I'll watermark you in the photo somewhere next time.
No. This is all you, Joe. It's all you. So look, all right. Are you then part of the Saturday event? Or that July 27th event? How does that work? I think you said before that some people can attend, but it's limited, and then the rest of it is a virtual convention. So how does that work?
I think it's going to be pretty much the same thing for every location, and I think it's going to vary depending on what the rules are, what stage every place is going to be at, what the restrictions are, I guess. So if the location allows for people to be at least in small groups, and they're going to allow people to come in, as well as having it online. I'm told that there's like some interactive stuff that's going to happen during the event. And they're going to air some of the
questions and answers, or
questions and answers. They're going to some of the films that were submitted, because they also do awards for short independent films there as well.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. This makes sense. So maybe some panels. They'll show video. Maybe some movies. And then probably have some some intros and information about each guest. And so do you pay a fee to register to see that online?
Yes, you can go to shockfest.com, and there's a link in there that takes you to the Everbright site where you buy tickets. I believe tickets are $13. But I have been running little short flash contests throughout the week, because they did give me a number of tickets that I can give away myself. So there are some people who are getting promo codes to be able to see it for free. But yeah, other than that, I think it's like $13 to sit at home and watch convention online.
Yeah, cool. No, I think it's really cool. I agree with that completely. Now, for the physical one out in California, if not that one, then one coming up soon, you deserve like your own table and booth. Like, this is Joe from Any Last Words.
Well, thank you. I will have my Any Last Words table in Hollywood, which I'm super excited for. I mean, I was super excited that I was going to be on the billboard, like the largest digital billboard, I believe, in America. Even if it's for 10 seconds, I don't give a shit. But to physically be at the Friday the 13th date in Hollywood, I want to go to that one so bad. I've heard so much cool stuff about it already. I can't talk about it, but it's gonna be fucking killer.
So that one's November 13th. Okay.
So
go ahead,
just real quick, Richard Nettleton, of course, came back in. He says, Any Last Words needs a table at Frightmare 2021.
That would be cool.
Raven Nevermore says, I have a new girl crush. So got a stalker there. All right.
Oh. It's Girl Crush Sunday on the Corpsepaint Show.
If she brings tacos and Slurpees, that's all good.
Okay, note to Raven, tacos and Slurpees.
That's the way to
Tacos.
Joe's heart. Tacos and Slurpees.
Slurpees. All right, don't listen to this, Joe. We're going to be off record for a moment. Raven. She likes tacos and Slurpees. If she's wearing something white, though, be careful with the Slurpee. Just don't make it too full.
Careful with the
Right.
taco, too. It's the same thing. So both of those are messy items.
So let's be clear. Joe likes messy food.
That's why I wear black.
Yes, of course.
The only nemesis to black is mustard, so.
You know, this is a question I should have asked Danny, but I'll ask you too. I mean, is there something to be said for a little bit of downtime? But then I'm thinking you don't really have too much downtime. You're doing all these shows. But, you know, look, during this coronavirus, at least we can have a little bit of self-reflection time. We can.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I got to know someone who lives at my house. Me. A little bit better. And now
I'm still avoiding that person in my house, so.
Oh, okay. All right. Hey, I think you told me about your four-legged pets. Did you?
I might have. Got a couple of them.
And they're cats, right?
I have 2 cats and a dog.
Yeah, okay. Don't wake them up if they're sleeping.
No.
Joe Shockfest New York 2020. I'm just
excited.
glad that it's on a big billboard in Times Square, and that the horror, the Shockfest, that the genre is getting out to to Times Square and any advertising platform, really.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't know what it's like in New York right now. I don't even think I could imagine what it looks like really in Times Square. Times Square, every time you see it, it's packed, it's busy. There's stuff rushing. I'm hoping that there's going to be like a safe amount of people outside to see the advertisement and to see the stuff, because it's also going to be parts of the convention, I believe, being aired as well, like in between the ads. Because they have interactive stuff that's going to happen, and I guess they want some people to be able to see it and kind of lure them into
Yes.
the event. So
Yes. Okay. See, you are a horror aficionado. You lure people.
yeah.
You are the killer. You lure. Friend to beast and man, that is Joe Gonsalves. Any last words? Any last words? I think that's a great title for your show.
It's brilliant.
Thank you.
It is.
I love it.
Look, if someone is in Times Square and they take a picture of your mega huge face up there on the big screen,
Gonna make you forehead.
and then you're looking at this picture, if it was me, I'd be pissed if people weren't staring up at it. If they were just like walking down the street and not noticing, wouldn't that be kind of like, hey people, come on, take a look.
I'm just excited that it's there. I'm just bummed that I don't get to see it in person.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm told that, because I'm gonna be watching the event as well.
Okay.
So I'll be there with everybody else in a way. So I'm told that there'll be like, a video that'll go around that area when it's going to show mine. So I get to see it and cherish it forever.
Oh, an outdoor video of Times Square with you coming on the big screen?
Yeah.
Okay,
so
good,
at least
good.
I'll get that. So, I mean, I don't really care if people are watching or not. It's like, I want to physically see it, and I'm bummed that I can't. So.
And hopefully you can snatch an image from that and then use it on Any Last Words or something,
That would be cool. Yeah.
This is Joe. This is Joe.
So any listeners in New York, go snap that picture if you have the
Yeah.
opportunity.
Oh, hell yeah. Maybe I'll make a game of it or something. Maybe I'll give away something if somebody will snap it and send it to me or something. I don't know.
Right. Find some fans in New York City, and hopefully they can go out and take a picture of that.
That would be cool.
If that doesn't work out, I would order like a DoorDash delivery and then make sure the route crosses right through Times Square, and then tell the driver, send him a message real quick here, just take a picture of that, and then you don't have to deliver the food anymore.
There's some
Yeah,
free
you
food
could
for
just
you, bub.
Just keep the food and eat it.
Maybe I'll just message one. Just be like, hey man, what do you want to eat? I'll buy. Just do me a solid right now.
That's even
Yeah.
better. Right. Do me a solid. Here's a little bit of a tip, but and also you can eat the food, but I need a solid picture of this. I need a good picture of this.
Right. how I live. It's brainstorming.
Hey, yeah, brainstorm. That's what I love doing with you, Joe. We need to brainstorm more often, girl.
My brain doesn't shut up.
No. What do you mean by that? What?
My brain doesn't stop. My brain's always going.
Oh, doesn't shut up. All right, gotcha. Okay. Mine doesn't either. It doesn't. It really, I've got like ideas pouring out all the time. I share them with friends and they're shocked. But then, then I realize, oh, I need to go further. But so tell me about, if you can, do you have guests scheduled coming up on any last words?
I do have a couple. Some I've actually had to cancel for this upcoming week because some people ended up getting sick, or they actually had family emergencies, like real legitimate ones. So I've had to shuffle and rework at least this week. But after this week, I do have my lineup set. I don't want to give it away really, so.
Oh. Okay, so like when do you do that? Like the night before the show, or what is best?
I do it the morning of.
The morning
usually.
of. Okay, all right. See, I want to know your strategy.
Yeah, I do it the morning of only because I do it for Girls War and Gin, and I've done it for 3 years, and I've played back and forth with when it kind of works to help people remember that this is going to happen soon. Because we all have short attention spans. So if I'm going to post a Thursday show on like Sunday, everyone's going to forget by Thursday. So if you do it like within, a certain amount of time of the actual show, it's going to help people remember easier. So
you found what's best is like the morning of, early morning, the day of.
The morning of to maybe like a day and a half tops before. I don't know. That's just what I found. So.
You're right though. I hate getting Facebook invites to something that is like 6 weeks away. I'm thinking to myself, how can I commit to this now? Okay, maybe.
And that's another thing too. Another reason why I do try to, because with the other show, we don't really have guests on the other show. My show is it's predominantly just having other people on to talk. Things come up, things happen, especially nowadays. So if I tell everybody, a few days before, so-and-so is going to be on, something happened like the night before, and they're like, oh, I can't, make it. Then I'm like, oh, well, everybody's expecting to tune in and see this. So that's another, for this show, that's why I do it in the morning. My other show, I'll do it like a day and a half, like tops before the show.
Yeah, that's a point. And maybe we should all have like a roving, flex guest that will fill in anywhere if someone else cancels for Joe or me or any other podcast or whatever, right?
And I do actually have like a backup person.
There you go.
Yeah. So, and they're awesome. They're amazing. I can always count on them. Like, hey, dude, I am in a bind. I know you've been on like 3 times already, but could you just help me out again? Like, we'll play a game or something. Like, we'll just bullshit. So.
Totally cool. Hey, have you gone out to eat anywhere? Are you able to go anywhere out and eat or dance or drink?
Well, we just went back on the watch list yesterday. So to my understanding, bars and everything are supposed to close again. And sit-in restaurants are supposed to close, or at least close on the inside. If they're seating outside, you can go outside and eat. But I have not sat in any place since June 1st, which was my anniversary. So, and that's when everything had just kind of opened back up.
What are you talking about? Your 5-year?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that post.
Yeah.
Congrats, girl.
Thank you.
So
Nobody hasn't ran away yet.
On Saturday night, I went outside and ate in an outside restaurant. And I noticed that there's someone designated to what looked to be like just cleaning up. And they don't serve food, they don't cook food, they don't take orders. It's just a cleaner person, which is good. Yeah. So maybe this is a new normal. And so it's sort of like the coxswain. So in the Olympics, there's rowing, and this is the only event in the Olympics where a non-athlete can win a medal. So in rowing, there's all these rowers, and then there's someone who yells orders to them, called the coxswain. That's all they do. They don't row. They just they just encourage. They're like a on the boat cheerleader.
Okay, I want that job.
Are you good at yelling?
Yes.
Can you use a megaphone?
I don't need one.
All right. Can you pump people up?
Yeah.
Can you really, really get them to row faster?
Yes. If I hit them hard enough.
So this is my word for this person that you see. You're going to see now everywhere, right? You go in anywhere, and it's just this one person doesn't do anything regarding food or service, or they're just a cleaner. So to me, that is the coxswain.
I honestly think they should have something like, not just like, I don't want to say that they're like a janitor, but it's kind of like janitor with high sanitary duty attached to it, I suppose. But I think restaurants and stuff should have had that anyway.
They should have, huh?
Yeah, they should have just had that anyway, because I've been a bartender and a cook for, a big chunk of my life.
Mm-hmm.
So, and cook, when you're in the kitchen, yeah, you deep clean, you clean really well, but the rest of the restaurant, it's gross. It's really gross.
Yeah, see, that's a point. And you're out serving, and if you're like one of the few or only employee on duty, you don't have time to just go and clean everywhere.
Yeah.
We need a new system with just a cleaner assigned to every single building in America. It's just
right?
One dude. And when you go in, you should see a picture of him and see how many awards they've won for cleaning, okay? And then you can make your judgment whether you want to go in that establishment or not.
Right. They get their own cleaning rating.
Hey, I have a lot of ideas to send you too, that are regarding bizarre history and disappearing people and weird stuff. Just topics that I know that sometimes you throw into your shows.
I'll take it. I
Good.
love it.
So we're on the second wave right now of coronavirus in America, and the virus in 1918 they had 3 waves, 3 waves, and one was like a year after the initial wave. And I hope that we're not at that, because that means they'd be postponing Texas Frightmare Weekend again.
Yeah, that means they'll be postponing a lot of stuff again. Just everything right now is just hard. Like, even finding a job right now is not as easy as everybody would like to think it is. So
we're really hit by, and go ahead, Jason, if you've got other comments there.
I do have a few. We have Thorn said, if you ever need anybody to fill in on some shows, Joe, just ask some Corpsepaint fans. They'll be happy to do it for you. Raven says, how awesome, 5 years that you've been on the air. Going back a little bit here.
Was it 5 years on the air or 5 years with your boyfriend?
5 years with my boyfriend.
Yeah,
I've been on the air for 3 years, actually.
Okay. Yeah, so Raven, it was a 5-year with her significant other anniversary.
That
right?
might have been. I might have been paraphrasing. I'm going back here.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, spinning plates. Richard Nettleton said when he grows up, he wants to be a coxswing or a coxsway, whatever it is. So,
see, Joe, you need him as a writer. You do, okay?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, it's not coxswing, Richard. It's a coxswain.
He might have. That might have been an autocorrect, kind of thing. Maybe, I don't know. It could have gone either way, I feel.
This is the only non-athlete who wins a medal in the Olympics, because they just shout and scream at the rowers. Like, you faster on the right or something. I don't know what they say. I don't know. But I've often thought I would like to do that too. Joe wants to do it. I would like to do it. I mean, like,
you just yell at people. It's fine. I'm really good at that. I do it in traffic every day when I drive on 635. It's fine.
I won this here medal from the Olympics for yelling at my fellow rowers, but I'm not.
No,
faster. Faster. Okay, so where were we? All kinds of like bizarre history items. I'm gonna send you in all that.
Awesome.
Now you know that Liquid Death is a part of our life over here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Did I send you some?
You know what? You gave me one at Texas Frightmare when I met you.
Okay.
I never opened it. I wanted to save it. I was like, this is like, I save weird things from every convention I go to, so.
Oh, that is so cool. That is so cool.
So I saved it as a memory from the convention, so.
Yes, and you know, there's Jason right there.
Check, bro.
Uh-huh. Yes. So look, Joe, and now they have a lot of really cool merch. They're always like putting out new T-shirts and hats. Now they have something called Greatest Hates. So they've taken now they get a lot of hate tweets on Twitter.
Oh,
so
I bet.
Yeah, so they've taken all of the actual verbatim complaints about them, where people have tweeted to them how bad an idea it is to call something death, you know, and all this, you know. And they've turned them into metal songs, and they have professional metal musicians from Los Angeles who, you know, sang these actual words as the lyrics to the songs. You can order that album on vinyl. It's called Greatest Hates.
Oh my god, I want that. I have a record player too, so I definitely want that.
Okay, so what else do you have? Do you have a CD player?
I think out in my garage actually. It's like the PlayStation and stuff for that, or the laptop for CDs.
A PlayStation and CD. Well, I'm like a CD guy, and she says, well, hers is in the garage.
Mine's in the garage.
It might be.
You can play
Dude, I have
CDs
a
on a
payphone in my house. I
PlayStation.
have weird random crap in my house. So.
Okay, no, I just want to know what technology you use for listening to music. You know, you
My
play.
phone, or randomly the record player or the laptop. So I don't
Yeah.
really have a lot of records anymore. So.
But it's such a hassle to get the big vinyl out and slide it out and put it on and.
I like the sound of it though.
I do too.
I like that crispy crunch sound that you get with it.
Yeah, that static. That.
Mine's
It has a
the top.
warmer feel to it as well, in my opinion. It
does.
feels a lot warmer than all the digital stuff. Well, that's me. Whatever.
See, this is what I think are going to be in cars in the future. There'll be vinyl record players. They need to.
We're gonna revert back a little bit. Like doesn't the Jetsons, don't they have a record player in their ship?
I have
Or
no
my-
idea. I mean,
Maybe so. We'll just say yeah. We'll just say yeah.
I remember the Flintstones had a record player, and it was a little bird.
Oh,
was the
okay.
needle.
Oh, okay.
I remember that.
Now, really, if you think about it, Joe, really, we've gone full circle back to the Flintstones because everyone goes to the drive-in now. Remember how they went to the drive-in?
Yeah.
And then they just sat in their big car, and they had a big side of beef delivered to their vehicle. This is America in 2020. Everything circles back to the Flintstones. This is where we are, as we have developed in this country to copying the Flintstones.
Yeah, the Deba fucking do.
And everyone has strange pets right now, and you know they live far away from their neighbors, and you know.
And all the brontosaurus ribs are in Texas, apparently. Jesus Christ, your food.
You love it, don't you?
Yes.
Tacos and Slurpees, Raven. Remember.
I have high cholesterol, and I don't give a shit when I'm in Texas.
Whoa! That's what I love hearing from girls who come from out of town.
Oh, I love Texas barbecue, I swear.
Next time you're here, I'm going to take you to a couple of cool places that have excellent Texas barbecue.
Oh, nice.
Yes, indeed. Go ahead, Jason. I don't know. I don't want to miss out on any other comments from people who want to say, "Hey, Joe."
Gabriela Silva was commenting on the vinyl conversation, saying the struggle is for real when it comes to vinyl record players. LOL. A lot of commenting on the cockswing thing that's happening quite a bit.
You mean Richard's cockswing?
It has exploded into.
It made an impact.
And
His
pun
sleep made an
intended,
impact.
pun intended, it has exploded into
Whoa!
a mess
Oh.
of comments. So
Okay.
Oh, I love it.
Someone blasted something right at us.
yeah, the chat was left unsupervised, as Thorne said, and they were,
Oh, okay.
and it's true.
See?
It went off the rails real quick.
Off the rails. So, the thing is, Joe, we tell you can use the word fuck and you can say anything you want on our show, and then I guess it just carries over to the chat room,
It's infectious. But sorry. I don't know.
No, that sounded good. Hey, I just want to tell you, big congratulations for being on a billboard in fucking Times Square, New York City. I am honored to know you. I admire you, Joe. I really do. You're creative. You put out original content. I respect that so much. And just, this has got to be a great feeling week for you. Let's all just raise a toast to you, man. You rock.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
On Times Square billboard, electronic billboard.
Yeah, I know. I felt like real cheesy about being excited about it at first, but then I was like, no. I paid for this moment, damn it.
Yep. Yeah, you worked hard for it. And look, so just go to Shockfest. I think it's Shockfest Horror. What is it on Facebook? Shockfest. Yeah, Shockfest Horror Fest. Is that what you said?
Shockfest Horror Factory.
Okay. Find that on Facebook. More details about attending virtually. You don't have to fly to New York, but you can attend virtually for a low price and really see as the camera pans and swings and presents this and this and this and this and this, including Joe, Shockfest New York 2020.
Hell yeah. Thank you so much for having me on.
I cannot thank you enough. I really do appreciate you carving out time because I know you're busy, Joe. And Jason, any last words?
Just Richard again. Joe rocks. Yay, Joe. A lot of hoorays for Joe. And I think they're all looking forward to Shockfest and more cock swings, but we don't need to cover that anymore.
It's a pleasure, Joe. I will see you again soon. I hope face to face one day again soon.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you so much for having me on, and thank you guys for your comments and stuff. I appreciate the love. So I hope you guys join me on Any Last Words, Facebook, YouTube, and Instaham, as I like to call it.
Instaham. And Any Last Words is Wednesdays and Fridays, right?
Mondays and Wednesdays at 8 o'clock West Coast time.
8 o'clock. All right. So very good. That's 10 o'clock here. Is it? Did I do that right? Yeah.
Yeah, she's 2 hours behind us.
Yeah, gotcha. All right, so Mondays and Wednesdays for Any Last Words. Find it on Facebook, and you can watch it right there with Joe herself. And you always read comments. You have great comments going all the time for those live shows.
I try really hard to keep up, but sometimes I just get into such a conversation with someone, and I do this completely by myself, so it's like I have a hard time like trying to keep down with the comments. So I apologize to those that I feel that, or that feel I neglect them sometimes.
You're great, Joe. Don't worry about it. Hey, much love to you, Joe. We'll see you again soon. And to everybody, thank you for watching. And Lily will be back next week. Woo! With more live adventures here from this studio, Dallas, Texas. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Joe Manco. And thank you, Ziggy Becker. And our two guests, Dani Divine and Joe Gonsalves. We want you to elevate your life by going underground. By that we mean supporting independent art, independent music, independent print, independent movies.